Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a time for change call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Reverse Aging Health Call Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Love is like a wild stallion. Drop your ideas about what love is. There's no need to cling to anything. Let go of these reins on love completely. Give this wild love all the space it needs to run, gallop, and truly be free. We love seeing your untamed love ride on. How can we experience the divine perfection in everything? How can we experience the divine perfection in everything? The miracle is that as you awaken, so too does the whole universe parallel. This world has a natural order and perfection within it. This divinely orchestrated universe is easy to see, feel, and experience when you simply focus on your attention in its direction. Now, as we all know, what we put where and what we put our energy on grows stronger. So what we put our energy on grows stronger. The more we take time to look for the beauty and the perfection around us, the more we will see, feel, and experience the awesome divine energy that is within all beings and things on this planet. It is only our minds that stops us from perceiving the divine in every experience, person, and thing. The mind tends to complain about things that it perceives as bad or wrong because these things are not in alignment with its plans and expectations. The mind would like everything to go according to its agenda and can think it is the supreme ruler of its universe. Truly, it has no idea how our whole lives are going to look once it is finished. While the mind may grumble, get upset about certain experiences, you can always step back from the mind and see the gift in every perceived negative event. Wherever there is an open mind, there's the possibility of seeing the positive within everything. By looking at any event with humility and a long, deep, quiet curiosity, the perception pendulum inside the mind will swing from negative to positive. From negative to positive. With enough childlike innocence and courageous introspection, you'll start to understand that everything happens for a bigger purpose. This reason is not always evident at first, yet each event is always created by an all-loving, intelligent universe that is helping us to live our life's mission all the time. If life were a big, beautiful puzzle, the mind would only be able to perceive one piece of the puzzle and not the entire assembled masterpiece. The conscious mind isn't big enough to understand how all of the pieces of this deeply complex universal puzzle of life all fit synchronistically together. Only when the mind drops can we catch a glimpse of the bigger picture. Only when it is one with the universe. Will it truly understand and see this perfection everywhere, all the time? The universal grand design is already perfectly in place. All the pieces of this mysterious puzzle are exactly right, even if the mind judges them not to be. The perceived imperfections that we all see are actually our paths to freedom. You see, the purpose of the mind is to continually grow, open, learn, and expand to the point, that it realizes it is one with the universal mind. It is one with the universal mind. The mind creates these misperceptions just so it can one day know what perfection truly is and really appreciate it. We really don't know what love is until we've experienced a loss of love. Everything has its opposite to give us contrast so that we can have many different experiences to learn and grow from. The mind often gets in the way of us seeing and knowing that this perfection is all around us. It believes it is solely responsible for managing our entire world, and that if one thing is not right, it throws a huge raging fit. It tends to think that it's the general manager of this universe. If your world does not seem perfect to the mind right now, if it doesn't, take a giant step back from the mind. This will help you to experience a more universal perspective once you get even a tiny glimpse of this awesome, divine holographic conscious matrix. The mind will be humbled, relax a bit, and start to see more of the divinity in everything. More of the divinity in everything. So your choice is to take this next week of your life, to drop the critical, analytical, judgmental mind and notice the divine perfection within everything and everyone. So we invite you to spend your time looking for how perfect and utterly amazing this world is exactly as it is. When we wake up in the morning, start with noticing the perfection of the habit of your mind. What is it typically thinking about and attempting to create in your life? Be curious and accept whatever it is doing. Don't fight it. Just see that it is perfect. Then get out of bed. Take a look at yourself in the bathroom mirror. See the perfection of this divine soul in a physical body looking back at you. Then notice the perfection of the weather. No matter what it is, whether it's super hot, freezing, or raining, proclaim, this too is perfect. While at work, notice how others are absolutely perfect just the way they are, especially if you don't like them. Notice how perfect this job is for you. Or if you're unemployed, notice how being free from work is exactly what you needed to manifest this new amazing career that is coming your way. Let your every experience be perfect and unfold exactly as it will. When eating a meal, notice the perfection of the food. While you are driving, focus on how perfect it is if someone cuts you off in traffic, or if there's a traffic jam 25 miles long. See the perfection in your children, partner, or housemate. At the end of the day, bathe in the deep knowingness that all is divine. Just spend all your time exploring the feelings in your body, mind, and heart that everything is perfect and exactly as it should be. Notice how different you feel after spending the day acknowledging the perfection in everything. You will see that this habit creates a new perspective on life that does something very magical. When you trust the universe, your ability to manifest your desires dramatically increases. When you trust the universe, that's a big one. Not only trusting the universe, but trusting yourself. You start naturally sending out a higher vibration of energy that attracts to you what you desire. I'm not saying that that's real easy peasy because of our habit of doing the opposite. Let go of the mind. Start enjoying the perfection that is around you, from the smallest flower to the tallest skyscraper. Commitment unlocks the doors of imagination, allows vision, and gives us the night, the right stuff, to turn our dreams into reality. Commitment unlocks the doors of imagination, allows vision, and gives us the right stuff to turn our dreams into reality. James Womack. Remember that all of us are tremendously supreme, powerful manifesting beings. And manifesting happens because your body-mind is a channel for the inexhaustible spiritual source of energy, love, and creativity that is found only in the present moment. That's the only place you'll find it. No matter how your ego mind's going to argue with you, it's found only in the present moment. The more present any of us are, the more our bodies will open to this manifesting power and the richer our experience of this life becomes. With a consistent, relaxed, yet focused awareness on what you want instead of what you don't want, you will naturally and continuously manifest. You will naturally and continuously manifest amazing things. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies we are in. Now, we're not the body. We're not the character, not the personality, not the name. Not our status in this life. We are the God source, the heaven, the kingdom of God in this body. So, you focus on your breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose and easy and slowly out through the mouth. When you focus on your breath, you have made the choice to move out of the mind, ego, and the subconscious mind. You've made that choice, and that's how you do it. Because you see, the ego mind, subconscious, they don't exist in the now. They don't. They know it too. That's why they'll try everything to get you to either be in the future, past, future, past, future. All the time. And we're all manipulated that way by the ego mind. And that's why we suffer so much on this planet. Because we're either in the future, the past, future, past, future. And the now is just kind of sitting there, right? But knowingly, all of you know that through the breath you're in the now. And what is the now? Well, this is what happens to know that you're in the now. You don't think. Seriously, you're out of the ego mind. You don't have any mind chatting. We all have that. We know what that is. We have that 24/7. We send out roughly a piece, 60,000 plus thoughts a day. When we send all that out to the universe, it doesn't mean that we're aware that we're doing all of them. That's why we have these little surprises here and there. We send them out. Now, we also are bombarded by thoughts, programs. They aren't ours, tens of billions of them, and they fly by like clouds in the sky. And this is where sometimes we will float off. You ever floated off? It's not like you go, I'm going to float off. You just float off. And no matter what, you're focused on something in the now, and all of a sudden you find yourself somewhere else. Not a bad thing, not a negative thing. It's a test. First, that you know you're doing this is great. Secondly, to know how to vacate it. And that's by focusing on the breath, moving into the now. See, because if someone were to ask you, and you're an in the now person, you're an in the now, right? You practice being in the now. And the person comes up and says, what are you going to do tomorrow? You literally could not answer them. You wouldn't be able to. See? Because you have literally disciplined yourself into staying in the now. Because you have discovered that the now is really all any of us will ever have. We cannot guarantee that these bodies will be sustaining us when we wake up in the morning. We don't know if we'll have to leave the body. None of us can just absolutely guarantee that any of us are going to wake up tomorrow morning. And we know that. It's not a biggie. We know that. You lie to yourself if you say, oh, no, I will. Because you don't know. You don't genuinely know. So when we are presented with, different questions and, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I don't. Because I'm in the now. Everybody on this planet made that choice, made it on their own, to go within, to stay within on the inner journey. They stayed in the now, right? You would see an entirely different planet. And I don't mean a negative one. I mean an absolutely spectacular planet. So every time that you move out and you identify the fact that I floated off, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which means always. The body responds. The body is absolutely amazing because it will respond to you being in the now. It will relax, let go. But when you're in stress, the body's in stress. See? And the body hides, the body hides stress in different areas until that area organically starts to show issues. So picture yourself that you look in that body that you're in, you're looking around, and you see these 7 lights, right? Look like balls of light. All different colors, all really vibrant, deep, and phenomenal colors, much more than on this planet. And they go from the tailbone to the top of the head. So you're looking at them. And they're called chakras on this planet, which the definition of chakra is wheels of light. They're connected to the body that you're in. The body's organs, blood flow, atoms, all of the quantum particles down to the quantum quark and beyond. Now, once we discover this, once we know that, you're halfway there. See, then you begin to discover that you are the power of healing that body. You are. It doesn't mean you'll do it overnight. It doesn't mean it'll happen in a couple of days. It just means that you are aware that the God within you of that which you are has the power to heal the body that it resides in. through the body. Now, how many of us understand that? Let's say you're standing in front of three paths, right? And you're standing in the center path, and you're standing on a golden circle, and you look to your left and you see a path on your left, which is the past. You look at your right and you see a path that is the future. The path you're standing on is the now. And you notice what these paths look like, because we're always curious. And so we look and we see that the trees have formed a canopy over the paths. The canopies are gold and shimmering in the leaves and the branches and the bark. The path itself is this amazing, vibrant, emerald green flaming grass. And it looks like grass. Now, they're all pretty much laid out the same. But you do notice a difference on the one on the left, the past. One on the left is really worn. It's really worn. It's been used a heck of a lot. It's the same with the one on the right, the future, used a heck of a lot. But you notice the one you're standing in front of, the now, it looks brand new. Why is this? The ego mind, which is an illusion, knows it will not exist in the now. It won't exist. It will do everything it can to keep you out of the now. That's why the now path is so new looking. Because we all get caught up in going in the past, in the future, in the past, in the future, future, past, past, future. Not a bad thing. Not a negative. But we do it. And we suffer. And we become disappointed. And we become angry and frustrated. Irritated. All those things. Suffering. Now, we all go into the past. Every one of us. We reminisce. We remember things that have happened. Don't we? We remember things that have happened. And we reminisce and we go, oh, boy, that was so fun. I enjoyed that so much. I wouldn't mind doing that again. And, you know, we use it as kind of the great hall for each of us. And we go in there and we source information out of our past, right? Things that we've done, things that we've learned, you know, as we progress in life. And we use that kind of as a guide because we'll look at certain things and say, you know, I'm not going to do, you know, I'm presented with something that I'm going to do, but I did that before and it didn't work the way I did it. So I'm going to try a different way to see if the results are much better. Now, we all go in there. We go up a couple pieces of stairs. We open the door. We enter. Turn on the light. But it's interesting because you immediately, when you walk in the room, you're going to look for walls, right? Ceiling. But this place is so vast that you can't see walls and you can't see ceiling. Nonetheless, you go on different shelves and you pick up some movies and some books and some pictures, and then you go and sit in an easy chair, and there's a big screen in front of you, and you say, okay, so you watch some of the movies, you read some of the books, and you look at some of the pictures. And you have a good time. But then you take it, you're done, right? And you take everything, you put it back in its place. You turn off the light, you shut the door, and you move forward in life. And on occasion, revisit. Some of us, though, will stay there so darn long, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious, that they end up taking that past and they bring it into a future that doesn't exist. They create that future from that past, and they relive that past and that future. Isn't that amazing? It isn't a bad thing. Again, it's not negative. It's just, It's being lost. Now, we all go into the future too, don't we? Yeah, because we get anxious, frustrated, irritable. Things just aren't going our way. And after a while of not going our way, we've got to find out why they aren't. Why is this? When am I going to have this? When is this going to happen? So we will go and take that future path, and we will seek out authorities, external authorities. And when we seek out the authority, there's all kinds of authority, external authority. There's astrologers, there's psychics, there's intuitives, there's card readers, palm readers, tea leaf readers, there's all kinds, crystal readers. And so we seek out, and we want to know what's going to happen. What's going to happen in my life? What's going to happen a year from now? What's going to happen in 3 months? What's going to happen next month for me? So we're given information. So and then there's different. We either accept it or we don't. So as you're given that information, and you say to yourself, "Wow, this is great." So I know in 3 months or a month or a week or 2-3 days that this is going to happen, and you believe it, and you leave it alone, right? And it will manifest. But see, the reason that the majority of the time it doesn't is because we get in our own way. We start analyzing and start evaluating. And then as the time approaches that we were told was going to take place, we start analyzing and fidgeting and dissecting and questioning. Is this really going to happen? How is this going to happen? This is doubt. That's the ego mind kicking in. Fear, all right, and worry. And so those frequencies drop us. They drop us beneath the infinity flow of the universal abundance. So we fall underneath it. So it's there. It's still coming to us, but it's going over us because our vibrational frequency has dropped so low. So that doesn't happen. And then there's those that get so fixated on it that they feel that they can will it. They can will it. Saying right from the beginning, I'm going to will this. I'm going to make this happen. And again, and in just about all cases, it doesn't happen. Let go and you will receive. Hold on tight, and there won't be anything coming to you. Hold on tight to something. You're literally stopping the flow of abundance in its tracks. Let it go is when it'll flow. So we all have parts of ourselves, gods that we are. Some are stone cold asleep. Others are awake to a certain extent. Doesn't mean we don't deeply love each part of us, the gods that we are. One's sleeping and the one's not. There's no more for one and less than another. It's right across the board. We deeply, eternally love all parts. This makes up all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is the small realm that we're aware of, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All of the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. And see, they the physical forms that the gods in them are one with the gods that we are in our physical forms. All of it. Now, light energy beings on this planet, on it and above and below it, because the eyes we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. We don't see the different light spectrums, the red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, the super green, super blue, blue. But, these are massive numbers, and they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which we don't see. But there's a group, small group, that the bodies we're in are super dependent on, part of this group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the trees, the trolls, mermaid, dolphin, whale, pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. Now there is part, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood. That's where these bodies we're in are super dependent. All we got to do is ask the body, can you survive without air, without water, without fire, without earth, without wood, without ether? And the answer is no. All of us gods would have to leave these vessels, these bodies. It's a group participation of other gods housing other forms to experience those forms to keep these bodies running. You can't ignore them, though. And I think we all know that. And I think we think they run themselves. They don't. Now, we have all of the galactics, the celestials, and off-worlders. Now, over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through this solar system every day. Now, understand, we've got about 160 planets in the solar system, give or take, and trillions throughout the universe every day. Now, we're familiar with a small group, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, they actually are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do interact with them more than we know. We have random conversations with them, happenstance meetings, out of the clear blue that occur from different events. And sometimes we do detect it. We do pick up on it. So you might have a random conversation with somebody, and after the conversation, it just comes through your heart. That was an angel. I know that was an angel. And they're always giving us messages because they know we all have amnesia. So we're on a rediscovery of who and what we are. So they do what they can to send out just little subtle messages here and there. The one main one is isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And it is. We don't have a point of reference. And we don't, right? We get zapped coming in, we get zapped leaving, so our memories are not good. They're so blank. So we rediscover. We understand that, that what you really are is a ball of omnipotently powerful energy. Right? And when we leave these bodies, the memories of what it's like to be in a body fade quickly. Believe it or not, they do. Right? This is why we're constantly trying to get another body. Most of us are. Okay. And people say, well, then, why does the population keep growing? Because more and more want to get into a body here on this planet. That's why. So when we understand that out of the body, we do not make love, we don't hold hands, we don't kiss, we don't laugh, we don't cry, we don't eat a nice dinner, we don't take a nice quiet walk. We don't do any of that. We don't look at the change of the seasons and the beauty in that and the gods that we are. We don't. We take it all for granted. And then we say, well, I'm bored with this life. There's nothing to do. Because we live most of our existence in physical form, when we're in physical form, with the external, the physical material world, which we created to entertain ourselves. But we get so carried away that we literally merge with it. So, to know is a big deal. To know who and what you are, and that's halfway there. When you can honestly, truthfully, without doubt, with complete faith and belief in yourself and universe, that you are the God in that body, not the body, then you're acknowledging the fact that your journey is within and not outside. This has nothing to do with ego mind. It's all in heart mind. So then you begin your journey within, discovering who and what you are. So they can surround us at any one time in the tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want, you desire, ask them. Blink of the eye, they'll be all around you, and you will be in bliss. The ascended masters, they've ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And we're all one. So even 9,000 billion light years away, we're not separate. And we're focused on this planet, quite frankly, to totally liberate the pure, twisted, corrupted souls, pure evil, lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, and total elimination and vaporization of AI rogue goop. This is what we're doing. And it's working really well. And it can't be stopped. Period. And we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all love, and we're all God. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Now, we immediately form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This emanates from the God. You in that body. All of us. Pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high frequencies. Flooding this planet, saturating and permeating it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universes. So all of the the dark matter, the goop, is evaporating. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. This isn't like an ocean of glitter you'd see on this planet. So we take things that we're aware of and we've experienced on this planet to come near to describing it. So we take grand finale fireworks display, a grand finale laser light show display, a ballroom globe. When you shine light on it, it floods the whole room with light. We intensify them greatly. We combine them all into one massive crescendo and one massive, expansive burst. And with the brilliant colors and the sparkling and filling every square inch of sacred space, that's about as close as we will get and as near as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we look at the reflective points, which are everywhere. And we notice that they're little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors, and we enter them. And then we discover that all of us, all the parts of the one, all the gods, are teaching each other how we enter physical forms. And we teach each other. We learn from each other. It's pretty nifty, isn't it? So it's like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be a horse. I'll be a horse. I'll be a cow. I'll be a tree. I'll be a bug. It doesn't have anything to do with life, expanse. It just means to have the ability and to enter another physical form and to experience it. Can you see how we could ever get bored? Yeah, you'll get bored if you're attached to the external physical material world eventually. And the ego just keeps saying more and more and more, want more, have this, get more, more and more and more and more and more. After a while, that gets really dry and drab and boring. So whenever you look at something, you say, I wonder, you remember when you were a kid? We all do, right? And we would look at something and we try to, what would it be like to be that? Total curiosity, totally clean question to ourselves. And we can do that. We can focus on our breath, move into the now, stare at whatever it is, and for a brief moment, you'll know what it's like to be that you said you would like to know what it's like to be. That. So you see the wealth of experience that we gods go into physical form to experience different physical forms. And while doing that, we teach each other. We learn from each other while in physical form. We send messages all the time to each other. We're always communicating with each other. We're not talking about the body. We're talking about the gods in the body. So this is phenomenal. This is throughout our endless journey of learning, teaching, learning. Knowing what it's like to be this, knowing what it's like to be that, experiencing it. And why do you think there are so many things that we create, the gods that we are, so that we can enter vessels of different shapes, sizes, configurations, to experience them, and then teach each other, learn from each other. Now we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Raphael, Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside now, 24/7, infinity and beyond, we are protected. Head, toe, inside now. This is a deep, pure, eternal love vibrational frequency that emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. So lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, attachments, demon possessions, all of that stuff. They can't come near us when we're at that vibrational frequency. And so they leave, they stay away. So we're always protected. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, greed, revenge, fear, envy, hurriedness, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then you've opened yourself up to possibilities of demon possession, attachment, many other things. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. This is a column of light that we created. The first part of it is the purple transmuting flame. We created this to remind us all, the gods that we are, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they're gone permanently, no more. We're then met with the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the trees and the forests. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the sky, the clouds. The animals. We're everything. Everything is us. Always has been, always will be, always forever and beyond. So when you see, normally when we see something like a sunset, sunrise, rainbow, right? We go, wow, isn't that spectacular? Isn't that beautiful? And it is. You know why? Because it is you, me, all of us, the gods in these bodies. So then when you look at it again, you say, through the heart, mind, not the head, not the ego, that you'll say, that is the God that I am. That snow-capped mountain, that's the God that I am. That rainbow, that's the God that I am. This green grass I'm standing on, that's the God that I am. The blue sky above me, that's the God that I am. It shifts everything. Only through the heart mind. And in the now. When you make an understanding, when you suggest an understanding to yourself like that, you're in the now. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us who are carrying physical form decide to step out of that physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do it is because it's really fun and we can't. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we discover this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we discover the golden white ball of light. In turn, this golden white ball of light is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that go to infinity and beyond. They, in turn, have created this super bright, misty, sparkling, glittering, flashing cloud. It, in turn, is absorbed in through our heart-mind, right through your chest. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We then discovered that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we come to find and discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. At the top of the column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees infinity and beyond like it's doing right now, flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. What is the golden ocean? It's pure, deep, eternal love. We are drops of the golden ocean. We also hold the essence of the golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion played on us gods is separation. We are then met with our meditative sphere at Set Center Circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations continue to grow, expand, intensify every day. We've been doing this every day for over 4 years without fail, every single day, sometimes on occasion twice a day. That's powerful. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware, which means we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're focused on this planet. We're liberating it. We aren't going to. We're already in it. And you can plug into liberation. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It continues to grow, intensify, and expand. This is pure, deep, eternal love. All these meditations, they continue to grow, flooding and saturating and permeating this planet and all life on it, the highest supreme value in the universe. Now, you can look. You can literally look into it, and you can just hover. You can watch as the transformation is taking place right in this now. You see all of this goop, this black matter, all of this stuff, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, corrupted souls, pure evil, and you're watching, and you see this in the atmosphere. It's this constant field. It's almost like an aurora. And it's golden white pink, but you can see through it. And you're watching all of this dark matter move up into the atmosphere. And as it's moving up, you see it disintegrating like little flashes, almost like little sparkles flashing. And you watch as it becomes less and less and less. Now, the remnants hit the sky. The sky is a beautiful, phenomenal golden white pink light. And any remnants that makes it through the field, it hits, it goes into the sky, flashes away. It is completely eradicated. It's gone. It has been absorbed into the collective consciousness and repurposed. It doesn't exist anymore. This is what's happening. You can plug into that anytime you choose through your heart, mind, in the now. Always through the heart, mind. Do you know why there is so much suffering in this world? Because most everyone is over-identified with their thoughts and wrapped up in the ego, which is an illusionary, limited identity. This ego trip gets in the way of knowing ourselves to be a divine flowing source of love, sweetness, and joy. Drop whatever knowledge you have that is causing you to cling to your ego. Stop reaching and start to consciously allow this life's natural, intelligent, and conscious loving energy to flow through you. Every one of us our divine essence itself. I'll join in the meditation and return to close us out. Take a deep breath in, slowly, easily through the nose, and a deep breath in, a deep breath out easily and slowly through the mouth. Be still. No matter how small or stuck you feel, you can always find a way to transcend it. For today, I invite you to dream big. Dream absolutely hugely. Let yourself explore a new dimension of your greatest power, your imagination. Start with creating a movie image of what you want your life to look like, feel like, sound like, taste like, and hold that vision all day long. Anytime your mind wanders, return to it. Stick to it like super glue for this one day. As much as you can, you'll be pleasantly surprised how much you stretch yourself in your mind with this one exercise. So, enjoy. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call, 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call.